Happy Halloween, guys. Hey YouTube! I went to the new poll awesome thing on Twitter. I asked, as you guys may or may not know, I have had quite a few supernatural experiences and I'm quite open to like all the supernatural stuff because I love learning about it. I kind of go looking for the ghosts and stuff, ghost spirits, whatever you want to call them. So I asked, what would you guys rather? A story based on supernatural in general or possession? Let's get serious. It was a dark and dismal night at Coral's house. This was years ago, okay guys? We were in her room and we were watching some horror films and stuff. I think it was around Halloween time. I'm not sure because I can't remember because you know I'm so forgetful. We were in her room and we thought, hey, let's do a Ouija board. We decided to do a Ouija board. I've done them many times and they're not the best thing to go tampering with, but yeah, oh, I feel really shaky now. Oh, so me and Coral were at her house. She got this big board thing. It wasn't a proper one, we made it. It was like out of this card thing. We did the, you know, I'll show you a picture. And basically we added some stuff so it'd be easy for them to communicate. So we put like a space bar because otherwise it's really difficult. Rather than saying, I like soup, it's I like soup. So, back to the story. So we got on the board. We talked to a few spirits at first and it was fine. Guys, just a disclaimer, I can promise you, me and Coral were not intentionally moving this. Okay, you guys might not believe this, but just hang in there, okay? What was that in my wardrobe? Oh no, it's something flashing on my screen. What the hell is that? There's a 0 flashing on my screen. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Why? Okay, it wasn't just me, no, my camera ran out of space, which is really weird considering I can record something like 52 hours, it's ridiculous how much. It's at least over 10 hours. I don't have 10 hours of footage on here yet, so that's weird. Anyway, back to the story. It works, okay? Trust me, I'm not lying. This is genuinely the truth. As we were watching film, she was getting a bit discommunicated, so suddenly she started getting a bit like, oh, I can't be bothered. And because I love all the spirits and stuff, I wanted to do it more for a while longer. And probably she went up. She was barely pressing it and she wasn't really putting her effort into it. She literally seemed so drained. And she seemed like energyless. She didn't seem so. Usually Coral was bright, spunky thing, full of energy, you know. But no, she seemed like really tired. There is this spirit called Zozo. And if you annoy him, things don't go down well. If you type this onto YouTube, you will understand. I'm lucky, he was quite nice to me, but he straight away got a strong disliking to Coral. He usually does this, apparently, in every session that anyone around the world does. Garfield, stop tapping the bath, do you mind? He made the ball go really fast, because you have to put a plaque thing on. He literally was, wow, like it was the fastest spirit we'd ever gotten. Later on, she suddenly seemed quite drained of her energy, so we went back on the ball for a bit, but she was like barely tapping it and wasn't really bothered with it and wasn't really paying attention because she was more focused on the movie and was kind of half asleep, it seemed. And all of a sudden she looked in the mirror and she went, holy crap. Well, Coral swears a lot, so yeah. No, that's Coral. I quote this, I generally just saw a woman in a veil in my mirror sitting next to us and we were like, okay. I said, oh my god, I suggested us getting up or something and going for a drink in the kitchen or something. Going for a drink, you know, getting a habit on Halloween. And then suddenly she just went, literally on her bed, stretching, going, and like her eyes were going really funny. And I was like, Coral, what's wrong? And she just was like laughing really scarily. Like I tried to get her up and I was like, come on Coral, try and get her away from the board and get her out the room. Because I kind of sensed what could be happening and I was like, what the hell? Okay, I gotta get her away from this room, she needs to move. So I managed to get her up and then she looked at me and she was like this. Literally, like staring into my soul. I swear, like around your iris, I think it is, the black bit, that was red. I'm not even kidding, it was, oh my gosh. Red, and it really freaked me out and I was like, I need to get her out of this room. So I walked out. She used to live in a bungalow, apart from a cellar. So there's a hallway, and then on the left at the end is her room. So, and then on the right is the kitchen. So you have to walk past the hallway. As I walked out her room, on my right, I saw I am not kidding, it scared the living crap out of me. There was a man sat like this, and he had a really long nose, and he was like that. It was so scary, and he was like really abnormal. He looked like a shadow. I don't know how else to describe him. We got into the kitchen, and she literally just sprawled herself on the kitchen floor, and that weird noise again, and she just lied on the floor and kept stretching, and I'm like, Coral, sit on the chair, and she's like, I don't want to, and I tried to pick her up, and it was weird. She didn't feel like herself at all. She wouldn't get onto a chair, and then her gran came home, so there I have Coral, can I Coral? Sprawl across the floor. And then her nan came into the kitchen. She just got back from the shop or something. She's like, hello, what are you doing on the floor? They're rehearsing a play for drama. And then I was like, yeah, it's about where a girl falls down a hole. I'm alright, I'm making stuff up on the spot. And I was like, yeah, and basically she like falls down a hole and she's sprawled on the floor, and Coral said, this is normal Coral going, she like sprawled and cracked and killed her neck or something, and so she sprawled on the floor, and there's a person above the hole trying to get her out and stuff. I was like, oh, that's a bit crazy, drastic, oh. Then eventually she left, and I was sat there with Cole, like, she finally got onto the chair, and then suddenly she went, since when were we in the kitchen? And then I just thought, no, it did happen. What do you mean we're just in the kitchen? She was like, I swear I was just sat on the bed, like going to sleep. She could not recall a single moment from the moment she was lying on the bed to the time we got into the kitchen. And oh my gosh, confirmed she had been possessed by, I think it was Zozo. She couldn't recall a single bit of what had happened at all. She didn't remember me talking to her, she didn't remember laughing, she didn't remember standing in the hallway. She could only remember like talking to her gran. Yeah, so there we go guys. Do you like my story? Well, I don't know what you call a true story. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. This was a really, really freaky experience for me. Oh, thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you have the best Halloween ever. You really deserve it. Go treat yourself to as much candy as you want, because I mean it's Halloween and it's known as the pig out holiday, apart from Christmas. I'm sorry to swear. By the way, what are you guys dressing up as? I kind of went as the Black Parade from My Chemical Romance.